There we go. Ha! Welcome everybody. This is Pete Bushy, joined by Brian Murphy here at the DoubleTree in West Fargo. We are catching up on the action here as we just came back from dinner break, and we are coming back live to the first feature table of the day. This was a $300 event for 150,000 in chips. We just finished a 30-minute dinner where we took off the 100 and 500 chips. So we're catching the action here. We had Steve limping in. We're at 3 and 6,000. Chase raising it up. Amy Hagan with pocket queens moves all in. She was one of the shorter stacks on the table, and we will see how that plays out here. Chase Lardy was one of, I believe he was the chip leader on this table to start.
Yeah, we got Chase in the tank here. We'll see if he finds a...
I think he probably does with King Jack here, don't you? Steve got out of the way here. This is a lot of names that you're going to recognize here. This tournament brought out a lot of the top players here. So all the tables have quite a few familiar names here. Chase Lardy and Steve Bland. You'll see as we pan around the table, you'll see quite a few other familiar faces. But Amy Hagan on the short stack, I believe. She had 80,000. Again, you started with 150. We're at 366. Those chips, if you're just joining us, are worth, the pinks are worth 1,000, blues are worth 5,000, and those yellow or gold are 25,000.
Chase finds the fold.
Finds the fold button. Amy's going to pick up a nice little pot there. Tyler is on the short stack. Amy moves from 80 to 119 just with the calls, blinds, antes, and the raise from Chase there. So that was a nice little chip up here. See if we can bring the stats back here real quick. We got Steve Bland, 267, Chase Lardy, 413, Amy, 119 now, Nate Kiefer at 149. He super late reg. You start with 150. Heidi, 110, Tyler, 50 on the short stack. Jacob Amble, 102, Janet Getz, 301, and Mike Columbus, 281. So doesn't look like they have a lot of chips with the stacks. We just took off heaps and heaps of black chips and orange chips. Whoa! Steve Bland, pocket aces. Wakes up, raises to 15K.
And Amy smooths with ace queen instead of jamming with the
stack. A little bit of a short stack, and she just smooths. So that's probably saved her tournament right there. Let's see what we get on the flop here. Action over to Steve. King high flop. Luckily, Amy hit none of it, and she's just going to get away. That was lucky for her. She didn't hit her ace or queen because she was probably losing it all there.
Yeah, they're pretty deep at this point. We got Chase with almost 70 big blinds, Janet at 50, Steve also near 50 big blinds. So it's not fold or shove situation.
No.
There's going to be some room for some play out there.
Definitely not. Tyler about the only one under 10 bigs there. So again, we go 3-6 with a $6,000 big blind ante. We started at 11 o'clock and with 150, 30-minute levels.
Want to get streaming on Facebook? You want to link the streaming to Facebook?
Curious to see what Steve does here with ace 10 off under the gun. I imagine he'll open it up. Aggressive player, decent stack. And we find a couple folds. And fold around. And I think Steve's going to get that through. Yeah, interesting play with these chip stacks currently. Obviously, there's 6K and then the big blind ante as well. Pretty curious to see what some of these players in the 10 to 20 big blind stacks choose to shove with. Oh, that couldn't have been right. I don't think.
Unless he's not there.
Well, that is possible.
I actually have not seen his. Oh, there's his chair right on the other side.
All right, that explains it.
Yeah, Kiefer missing the ace king. Do you? I got here obviously a little late. Did you play, Murphy?
I did.
You
I did play earlier.
No luck.
No luck. Tried to run a bluff, and it didn't work out. Didn't work out so well.
Someone picked it off.
Yeah, it was a straight draw board. Had up and down straight draw, and got a little too frisky with it, and called off with aces by a very good player.
Okay.
Who used to be a net, who would usually fold that, but apparently not.
Not anymore, huh?
No. Yeah, this is a good table here. We got TK, Heidi, Nate, and Larney, by the way, who's actually been playing really well. I think he's come a long way. He was a little green at first, but he's turned into quite the.
His game has definitely shifted quite a bit.
Yes,
so
yes. He's definitely improved.
So you want me to be resetting the stream then? Well, I got it. You got it from. Okay. Agreed. It was
And we also have Mike Columbus in the mix here, who made a deep run with the end of the year tournament.
Yeah, and the championship free roll third, I believe he took.
I remember watching that stream. He was very, very, very patient with not many blinds left, and he ran it up to, I believe, to be the chip leader with 3 or 4 left. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in his favor, but he was in the mix. And we have a Nathan Kiefert sighting. He's here.
We got a raise from Mike Columbus on the button. Ace Rag, Steve and Chase both going to defend. Ace 5 and 10-3. Queen, Queen, Jack. So this is going to get interesting. Mike checks behind. So Queens and Jacks now. Steve going to lead out there with his ace high. Might get it done. I think Chase is going away, and I think it'd be interesting to see if Mike can find a call here. He is going to make the call.
That's impressive.
Yeah, a lot of times I put Mike on a fold there sometimes, but he knows Steve quite well.
Steve is never giving up in this spot. He either has a queen or jack or doesn't.
This is a tough call for Mike here.
Wow.
Good call.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, good for him. I
think Steve basically min clicked there at what, 12K?
Yeah.
Double the big blinds.
I think if he puts the pressure on there, then it really puts Mike to the test there. It's kind of a friendly one. Also didn't want to walk into queens or jacks there.
Yeah, that's a common thing you'll see at the poker table when you run into another player that you're familiar with. You want to tread lightly, not get out of line too much.
All right. Kind of experimenting with a few things on our feed here. We're showing Josh Taylor. He won a couple weeks ago from the Wild Rice double stack. That was worth $51.50. John Worden, 3,600. Eric Crystal, 26 on down the line here. Going to be experimenting with a few new things in the production side of things as we go here. So we're going to be showing some of our winners and the results of prior tournaments here. So.
Yeah, shout out to Josh. Good run
Yeah.
out there at Wild Rice.
I think he's still in the field here today. I saw him earlier at least. Back to the action. Mike Columbus picks up 5s here.
Yeah, something you don't see too often is a limp. So we have Janet limping in, Mike limping in with 5s. And we got quite a few players to the flop here.
5 players to the flop here. Not sure why our cards are disappearing when we go to the flop here, and then they come right back. Holy. Ace, ace, 8 with Steve with the only ace on board. Amy with the queen, and she's going to lead out at it from the big blind.
Yep, don't hate the quote-unquote donk lead here with ace, ace, queen when you have queen, jack. Obviously, Steve's going to smooth in position and with the ace, which is always advantageous in this spot.
Chase trying to hit that set there.
Yeah, Chase is getting a little ambitious here.
Amy checks, and now Steve bets his trips there. Probably going to work there. Got the flush got home. I mean, kind of a pretty scary board there all around. We just counted up the number of buy-ins, 113 total buy-ins. So great turnout. I think they were figuring out the prize pool, but 7,500 around up top. So yeah, very nice.
Not too bad for a little Saturday in February.
There you go. We've been having outstanding turnouts lately, so this another one here. The Turbo last night we had just under 50 players, but even with that and all the rebuys, we ended up with about 2,500 for first. But last weekend in Drayton, we had 76 players in a bar that can barely.
I was gonna say, did the fire department did not know about that? I assume that has to be over capacity.
Yeah, we had to take a bolted down couple rails out to put a table in. We put a table, folded the legs up, put it on the bar top, and we were playing around the bar top there.
Oh, okay, we have Janet raising here in the 17K. Steve waking up in the cutoff in position with jacks, and he's smooth. Wow.
Steve's been picking up a few cards here early on. It's good when the good player gets good cards. That's always it's a good recipe for success. And Jana hits her ace though this time, and she's gonna lead. Steve's not gonna like that. Let's see what he does here.
This is an interesting spot in position, 25K. I think he's gonna find a call here in position. If he was out of position, maybe a different story, but knowing Steve, I don't know. I don't know much about Janet.
I think they've been playing together, and Janet's been pretty regular on the tour lately. So nice.
Ooh, wow.
Look at that, Steve.
And he shows.
Yeah.
Steve's not been one to show in the past.
I think he's trying to get her to show that he wants to know that he made the right laydown. I didn't see if she did the courtesy back, but very nice laydown by Steve there. 55 bigs, 334. So he's got to be. I mean, in this room, there's still. I think when I was walking back in, we were just going from 9 to 8 tables. We maxed out at 11. So 8 tables and 9, so we're in the 70 player range. Steve with that many chips, I mean, I'd put money on him right now. So definitely one of the better players in the room, that's for sure.
I might take action on that bet. There's a little man named Jason Kramer out in the field
there
right
you
now.
go.
It'll be interesting to see what Tyler does with so many, such a small stack. What he chooses to actually get his stack in with. We have Steve again, very active so far, picking up with some premium hands, but obviously opening it up here in the hijack. Always want to attack those blinds when you can, especially if you think they're weaker players who will fold. Heidi is usually one that's going to fight back, though.
And picks up an ace in the big blind.
Couple clubs out there. Heidi's gonna check. She has a gutter. Steve
Double gutter, actually, doesn't she?
Yeah.
The old deuce and 6.
Steve's obviously going to fire in position. Always c-bet that spot 99% of the time. All right, I thought that might have been a little raise there by Heidi, but it's just...
Oh, I think she said call. She was just looking for change here. Let's see what the turn brings here. 9, no hope for either player. Actually, now Steve picks up a gutter ball. Gets the check behind here. Queen, no help. Heidi's going to try to bluff with the best hand here.
I think so.
Oh, Steve.
Steve with the raise.
Raises it up.
Okay, I love it. Good to see you. And the table's doing some shots. Always good to see. Just a little hurt that I'm not there to partake.
Yep. Gonna do a quick shout out to our sponsors here as we reset the stream. Where's my button to reset it? Oh, there we go. Thanks to Eagle River Utility Solutions, Heidi on that feature table, part of Randy's Diner, Tax Lady, Subway of Park Rapids, Ambitiously Lazy. And we got a couple new sponsors as well with Deke's Pizza and Randy's 2 also in there. So
I did see the Deke's Pizza.
What'd you think of that table?
It's definitely loud.
It's a
out
little
there.
Yeah. Oh, Janet waking up with it. We've had some action here. I mean, a lot of times you get on some of these feature tables and it's like, we got to find something to talk about. But we've had action pretty fast and furious here so far. She raises up to 22,000.
Yeah, she's going a little more than 3x.
3.5.
I like the sizing. Don't hate it, especially +1.
And
No action.
folds around, yeah. Tyler on 38K. He said before he came to this table, he's like, I hate going to the feature table with no chips. So he had a third of a starting stack. He's looking for a spot. He's had some good moments on this table, pulled off some big bluffs and made some great calls, but it's kind of hard to do that with only 38,000 right now.
You're not bluffing too many people with 6 big blinds.
No.
But Tyler, very, very good player, very solid. A lot of respect for Tyler. Be interesting to see what he chooses to get those last 5 to 6 big blinds in. And we see Chase with the limp with ace-4 off. And Heidi on the button with ace-king suited. She's sitting on about 9 big blinds. Looks like she 3-bets to 16K. And we fold around over to Chase, who makes the call. And going to the flop here. And it's a monster flop for Heidi with ace-king of clubs. Chase checks over. Heidi with the standard all in there. For only 39K, Chase is sitting on a pretty monster stack, but doesn't have much cooking. Just the gutter to 6. So. Table seems like they're having a good time. Had some shots going. So yeah, shout out to everybody listening. This featured table has my boy Nate on it. No favoritism, but definitely rooting for Nate. See if he can get something going here. And we got Mike with King 10 under the gun. Looks like he limps in with King 10 off. 44 big blinds behind. Or no, I'm sorry, that was the big blind ante. So it's on. Mike chooses the fold, which I would expect from Mike in that position.
Jeez.
Oh wow, Steve with another
Holy.
pocket pair.
Not just queens this time. So we've seen jacks, aces, and queens so far out of Steve.
Oh.
Raises it up 16. He's taking out Chase Lardy's moves here. Amy with ace 10 and 83,000.
Amy with some small ball strategy with sitting on about 15 big blinds when this hand started. Don't hate it. I mean, especially with somebody as accomplished as Steve, raising,
Yeah, you know,
calling, in position. You could get a little more frisky there, but we'll see what the flop brings.
whoa, we got a lot of things going on here. 9 high flop, so not a lot of stuff for Amy there. I mean, she's got 2 overs to the board.
Yeah, she must think Steve is the biggest bully ever. She's like, this guy with the tattoos, like, what's going on? Good fold by Amy, obviously. Missed everything. Had a couple overs. Maybe float if you have a deeper stack, but that 11 big blinds behind, you're definitely going to find that fold there. Yeah, quite the interesting dynamic here. Pete, what do you think about the shorter stacks with their shove range?
As far like
You know, with the TK when you're below 10, then you got the 10 to 15 range. It's
I think I mean Tyler can play a short stack pretty well. I mean, he's going to pick a. Like I said, I think he's gonna like ace-4 right there is in his range, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. And
Well,
I think this
and
is
if it folded around to him, he has a good hand. I mean, this one I think is a pretty easy one for him.
yeah.
It's a matter of if he went through the blinds again, he's got 35,000. He goes through those blinds again, that's 15,000. He's going to be.
Absolutely.
So I think he was looking for a spot before the blinds got to him. Because after that, he's left with 20K. Now he's got a standard raise, basically. You want to have a little more than that. Janet's going to look him up with King Jack, which he'll take every day, I think. He doesn't, I mean, he's in the lead and needs this double up to get up to, 100,000. Oh, I see an ace. That's good for him, though. I mean, we're not seeing the action here, but I see an ace and I think a 4, so... Looks like a double up. Not sure why our cards are a little delayed there, but TK scores the double up to 82. Amy now on the short stack. Heidi with the little shorter stack as well. So.
Yeah, that was pretty standard, I think. Obviously, Janet's calling there with most of her range, especially with facing a 5 to 6 big blind shove. From one of the smaller stacks, especially you wake up with King Jack. And her decision to call, obviously, pretty standard. 3-bet, a little risky with Mike Columbus behind you with a decent stack.
Back to the action. Chase Lardy finally picking up a raise in hand here. King, queen under the gun. Raises it up to 17. Folds around to Mike from the small with the king and 10. He's going to look Chase up here. Fortunately, Chase got him in bad spot. Steve looks at him up. 5-7 of diamonds.
And I got to be honest, Pete, I think Steve's going to smash this flop.
I like the 5. I'll take the 5-7. Yeah, I would agree with you here. Mike hits the middle pair there, while Chase is open-ended. And Steve, we were both wrong. He completely airballed everything.
And I was hoping Steve would get creative. But no, he folds. Pretty interesting spot here. I think both players are a little cautious.
They went check, so Chase wasn't going to fire that.
Yeah, I don't think much is happening
Yeah,
here.
this will be a check fold or a bet fold here.
Couple cautious players, maybe not overly aggressive at times. So yeah, Mike King 10 takes it down. And there you have Steve at the top. Obviously chip leader, Chase closely behind quite a few shorter stacks out there. Be interesting to see what they choose to shove with. Obviously, we had TK with the ace four of diamonds, called by King Jack, and he got there with 2 pair. And Amy with the fold with 6-3 of hearts. And some of these shorter stacks, you may think King 10 under the gun +1. Oh, I'm going to open, but very standard fold there. See Jacob sitting on about 12 bigs with ace-9 suited. Definitely a hand in the hijack that you want to open up. Then it's in Steve, ace-5 off. I imagine Steve's just going to definitely call here. And goes the chase, who also makes a call. And he's getting a little frisky with Jack 3 off. So we'll see how that plays out on the flop. All right, so we have 8-8 ace. Jacob takes a huge lead. We're going to fold over. And Steve's now in that weird predicament that we all find ourselves in. Have an ace, 0 kicker. What do I do? Usually call any flop bet. A lot of people are going to see bet no matter what, depending on their holdings. So now there's Jacob upgrades, so now he has a better 2 pair than Steve. Steve's going to lead, and we'll see what
It's not fixed yet, is it?
what Jacob decides to do. Imagine he's feeling pretty good. He's sitting on 8 bigs. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to shove here.
Just rips it. 3 pair. I mean, he's got 3 pair.
I
So,
mean, unbeatable.
and you are correct. Rips it.
Yeah, and I'm afraid Steve's gonna for his chip stack.
37 to call. Yeah.
There's not much to think about there.
He's hoping for like an 8 or an ace here, or
Yeah, I think 8.
8. Oh, 8's, yeah, 8's forward. And 3. No help there on the river. So Jacob gonna find a double up there.
Yeah, just like that. He's up to 32 bigs, sitting pretty, just coasting at this point. No reason to get out of line, start shoving, 3-4 betting. So I'm sure he's pretty happy with that. And Steve, just a little chip in the armor.
As we reset the stream here, we got showing the results from last week, and like we said, Johnny Bravo's up in Drayton, Ryan Barth and Lee Kavanaugh chopped it up for just under $3,000 a piece. That was slide. So that was our first time up in Drayton, and we had pretty much a one table waiting list. That's why we had to keep adding tables. So ended up with a nice little pot there. 76 players, $200 buy-in for 150,000 chips. So
yeah, I love seeing Lee chop a tournament. He's one of the nicer guys out here on tour. So
Yep.
Shout out to Lee.
I did not. I think he's still in over there. I saw him on dinner break. So
Yeah, he's usually in the mix. He's gonna have to take a pretty nasty beat today.
Steve, after Chase losing that one pot, Steve and Chase right there, 54 bigs apiece. Mike Columbus right behind. I mean, this is a pretty stacked table here. So, and not, I mean, in your couple of your shorter stacks, you got Nate and Tyler on short stacks. But I mean, they're dangerous players. They find a double up, they're gonna go deep here too. So
Absolutely.
same with Heidi. So
The more chips these guys get, the more aggressive they're going to get in and just pick on these shorter stacks, especially in the blinds.
And Heidi wakes up with ace, queen.
10 bigs. Be interesting to see what she does here.
18,000, okay. I wouldn't have been surprised she rips it there, but you're kind of right at that border,
You're
I
right on
think.
the cusp of shipping it or just putting in a standard 3 X-rays.
And she gets a call from ace 8. Chase in position on the button.
Yeah, I think Nate's obviously going to fold here. It'd be interesting to see if both players miss. If Heidi just completely whiffs what she does, I think she's going to... There's definitely going to be a C-bet. I don't see a lot of fold in Heidi's range just based off past experience, but does she have the guts to just open ship
With
on a
nothing.
board that you just completely whiff?
Yeah.
And I think I've seen it before. I think she has that button, the nuclear button. So we'll see what the flop brings.
Oh, and Chase
No.
hits his 8,
Oh,
of course.
no. And Heidi down bets. Okay.
Let's see what...
Mm.
Ugh.
And she's upset.
And, I mean, she makes the right laydown. Sometimes
She
some people
does.
might just steam off the rest of it there.
Right.
And she would have been drawn to 3 queens, basically. So
And that's why Heidi's still playing and I'm over here with you.
I wouldn't have been surprised with just an open chip there. I mean
8-3-3. You got to think that's not in his range. I'm just going to open ship, max pressure. But she wisely puts in a 20K bet. So props to her on that one.
well, featuring a new player pro. It looks like his head is like pasted on his body there. Jason Kramer.
Yeah, did you guys Photoshop some hair on that, by the way? There's no way he has that much hair.
Look at that, featuring, working up some new player profiles here on the stream. So kind of experimenting with some stuff. So very cool.
Yeah.
Back to the action. TK picks up ace 9 with 11 bigs under the gun. Yeah, that's such a weird spot.
It is. It's very cringy. You don't know what to do. It's like, do I shove? I can't just open.
No, I mean,
I was going to get
not gonna limp or
Yeah.
regular raise there. I mean, I
It's
think your
shove or
option
fold.
correct.
and especially with so many big stacks behind you. I don't hate the fold there.
No, that's probably what I do as well. Unless I've had some fireball, then I probably just rip it. So we got Chase had limped in from the cutoff, I believe, and Heidi from the big blind. Everybody has air right now. Ace high for Chase.
Yeah. And Lardy takes down one of their pots. Sneaky, he hasn't played many big pots, but I think he's chipped up or stayed about his stack that he started the table at. And it's really cool to see a sponsor like Heidi also playing on stream.
Yeah, no, she's been a big supporter of the league. Once we got the RFID table, she's definitely helping us invest in some of this new stuff that we're doing. So yeah, I think this is about our 5th stream since we've purchased the table. So we're kind of trying to continue to add to the production value and stuff like that. So I think it'll just continue to get better and better, hopefully here. She's on the short stack now. It folds around to the button. Kiefer picks up ace 3 of spades. So it's gonna look a little buttony here, but he actually does have a hand. Heidi has 7-6 of hearts with 28 bigs. What do you think?
Oh, I think she's getting it in there.
I would agree.
Okay. She
And Tyler picks up 10s. Look at that. Good fold by Heidi. She
Yeah.
rips it there. She walks in an overpair.
and so
So
she gets that straight flush flop.
yeah. But what a time. Tyler, hey, patience pays off. Ace 9 the hand before.
And I'm pretty sure this is pretty close to Nate's tournament life. What did only 58 to call? Yeah, so
Pretty close.
he'll be left. He'll be crippled after this if he ends up calling and losing the hand. So big decision here for Nate.
He knows Tyler pretty well, though. I was gonna say I think he finds a lay down. Oh, tens.
I don't think I find that fold there. But Nate, obviously, better player than me, better hair than me. So shout out to Nate. It would have been interesting to see a flop there and their reactions, but well played by all three. Little surprise Heidi found a fold there.
Giving a shout out here to our sponsor, Ambitiously Lazy. That's Chuck Stahl. He's the one that a couple weeks ago they sponsored a 1,000 just straight up giveaway. You just had to buy into the team tournament a couple of weeks ago, and they did a random draw for $1,000 seat. So I definitely appreciate sponsors that are willing to put out stuff like that. So back to the action here. Got Mike Columbus raising it up. King Jack offsuit. Folding around. Heidi now finds something she likes. Ace 9. She's going to get it in ahead here. Just a matter of, Jacob picks up sixes in the big blind. So Heidi's all-in was 28. He's got 179, so he's not exactly, he's under average. Gonna lay it down. Mike's gonna make the call, so Heidi gets a little gift there from Jacob, not calling with the best hand, but it, with a raise and a shove, sixes shrink up a little bit. Jacob's not going to like the news there. I guess if the sixes wouldn't win, he's going to like it, but I think I see an ace on that flop. I'm not sure why we're not getting the board here.
Yeah, I think Heidi dodged a bullet there, even if that Jacob folded. No six, so.
Yeah, no six. Mike had a gutter ball going to the river there. Heidi finds a double up. So I'm a little surprised Jacob didn't just flat there, but coming up in a couple weeks, we are off next weekend, but in a couple of weeks here, we're going to have a weekend out at the Ramada and Grand Forks with a Friday night tournament and a Saturday tournament. Friday starting at 6 o'clock. It's a Friday night freeze out, Bigfoot Bar and Grill, and then Saturday noon start there. It's a bounty tournament. So.
Yeah, those bounty tournaments are the new rage.
They are fun, so it's a little frustrating when you knock a lot of players out and then miss the money. So you get a little back there on the way through the tournament. Heidi luckily finds a double up there, so now she's out of the immediate danger range.
Yes, we've had a lot of short stacks who have doubled at this point. We haven't lost a player.
There we go, Nate. His patience pays off, and he picks up tens now with 11 bigs, makes it 26,000.
And Lardy getting pretty vocal. Might have to bring him into the booth at some point.
Spot A.
So Nate wins his first spot at the featured table here. You can see Chase and Steve still hefty stacks up at the top, and
I think I saw Amy down to 6 bigs, so she takes over the bottom spot from Heidi.
Yeah, and shout out to Amy for holding on. I mean, obviously she's battled with Steve, who's always had the better hand. So she's battling out here. 6 big blinds. She might be able to spin it up a little bit.
Yep, she's looking for a spot here. And blinds did just go up 488, so we're at 20K in orbit here. So.
All right, we're definitely going to see some action with the shorter stacks. Wow, TK up to 118 and 14 bigs.
Janet picking up King Jack of Diamonds in the small. She's going to raise it up to 19, it looks like. Mike, the old Doyle Brunson, 10-2, is going to lay it down. So Pretty standard stuff there.
Yeah, I think Mike left his cowboy hat at home. Otherwise, he would have been in the mix there. Good to see Janet be aggressive, though, with a hand like that. Usually, you might get a little gun-shy out of position with king-jack suited when it folds to use. So, or you might try to be a little deceptive with just lumping in. So, good to see the aggression and take down the pot when you can.
This we're at the DoubleTree in West Fargo. This is where Nick Michael, we mentioned Mike Columbus was third place in the year-end free roll. Nick Michael was our season 3 free roll champion, and he will be representing 701 in the main event this summer. So we had 160 players in our free roll here. That was a record, but I mean, it's a $15,000 free roll. So I mean, we try to make it pretty easy to qualify. The more points you get, the more chips you start with. So I believe he had a 30 or 40,000 stack. Back to the action. Amy picked up ace 10. She was patient enough. Gets it all in there with 51K.
Wow, and Jacob finds a fold with
and
Mike.
Don't think Mike's going to find a fold here.
I don't think so. It'll be interesting, the small blind, if he just smooths or if he 3-bet. Okay.
Looks like he just called.
Wow, that opens the door for Steve. And I wouldn't be surprised if Steve calls here for only 43K.
A little over 10% of his stack, so it's close. I think Mike just calling there definitely. This is tough. He knows that Mike will probably check it down with them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mike's supposed to 3-bet there, eliminate anybody behind him. But yeah, Steve with a call there, and we'll see.
Amy, a great chance here to. I mean, she's going to need that ace or some spades here. Ace 10 of spades against jacks against threes, and the jack just pounds it. Oh my! Mike with the boat.
Mike just
waiting for Steve to catch up.
Yeah.
Oh. And he is going to entice a bet out of Steve to start a side pot here.
Interesting bet by Steve.
Well, 25K. Mike calls. A 3 on the river would be just gross. Oh my God!
Oh, okay. So,
oh my God! And
Steve's gonna go in the tank. He's not gonna rush into anything. Oh, he did snap.
All in, call. Yep.
Oh.
Holy cow!
Oh my! It happened.
Jackson's.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And that's why you never 3-bet out of the small blind. Like I was saying earlier.
Because you might get threes to come along, right?
Yeah.
Holy cow. And look at that. Mike Columbus, 599, and put Steve on the short stack. Look, everybody's left the table. Everybody's like, holy cow.
They can't believe it.
Even call it. A 2-outer. I called it 2. A 3 would be interesting. Bam.
Wow.
Got our first comments on the stream. Definitely throw any questions, anything like that you have up there. Don Williams enjoying the live stream from sunny Florida. We got like 30 degrees today. It was melting all over here, so I'll take that. Like in 5 days, I'm on a cruise in Cali. So last few days here before I take my vacation.
Throw me in your suitcase, man. That's all I ask.
Well, Steve Mattson, the normal tournament director of the tour, he is on well-earned vacation last week and this week as well. So me and Eric Crystal picking up the tournament directing duties for him. He will be back for that Grand Forks tournament in a couple weeks. But wow, Mike Columbus picking up a monster there. Full double through Steve, and he was, I believe, third in chips to start that hand, and he gets a full double through Steve. And Mike now is 600,000. He's got 4 starting stacks basically. So,
and great tournament by Amy. She did it. She got it in with ace 10 suited. Nothing you can do when you run into jacks, and then threes, and they both flops, or they both get sets.
Yeah.
So not a whole lot you can do there.
Nope. I think she picked the right spot. So, all right.
Wow.
Back to the old action here. We got folds around to Mike on the button, still stacking his chips. He's like, I don't know, throwing a min bet here, min raise with ace 4. Steve now on the short stack. Yeah, Jack 7, gonna toss that. Chase Lardy, Queen 10, just facing a little min click here. I think he's probably gonna come along.
And Steve obviously handling the cooler like a professional. Good to see.
Yep.
A lot of players would be a little more distraught than that. So well done by him.
Steve, one of the nicest players on the tour too. We got check all the way through here. Chase now going to lead out on that 9-9-4-5 board. Oh, Mike did pick up bottom pair, and he checked it behind him, so he's going to call with bottom pair. And Binks his ace.
It'd be interesting to see if Chase tries to represent an ace here now.
No,
he gives up.
And Mike just checks behind.
Okay, I'm scared of a 9.
And Chase.
Wow,
putting on
Mike.
the good show, like, Mike, you sucked out, you know. Oh, no.
Mike with 80 big blinds.
80 big.
Oh, my goodness.
That's got to be right up there in the tournament right now. So those chips are going to be hard to pry away from Mike. So Mike a pretty snug player. So. All right, the weekend after that Grand Forks tournament, we're going to be out in Hillsboro, 11 o'clock, out at the A&R Bar. Weekend after that, we are in Harwood for the Accumulator tournament, which is a fun one, $100 flights, 3 flights Friday, Saturday morning, Saturday evening, and you accumulate your chips based on how you do in those tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. In Harwood, great bar, great service, and amazing food. So looking forward to that one on the calendar. All right, and we got folding around to Mike on the cutoff. Steve on the button, sitting on 5 bigs, Queen 9 suited. Looks like he's going to get it in there. Oh, does he have chips on his? Okay. So he shoved, but he left a little on his card protector there.
3K?
Yeah. So Nate with Queen 10 suited, not sitting on the biggest stack, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nate finds
This is a tough one.
Steve's range has to be so wide.
Yeah, you kind of know that. It's half your stack, though, so you're like,
especially when you put in that big blind ante, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not giving it up that easy, bro.
It's already gone, though. That ante's already gone.
Not in my mind.
Unfortunately, you're only in for 8 here for calling purposes. If he was in for 16, then it might be a little easier. But I mean, if he shoved with any ace or any king, he's behind. You know, I mean, show him the cards like we're looking at here. Yeah, he's snap calling every time, obviously. But
Queen 10's so pretty when you look at it. Yeah, I kind of figured
There
he
you
was
go.
going to get it in there, and he hasn't crushed at this point. We'll see how the board runs out, but
I'm calling a chop.
I'm surprised Steve didn't fold with 3K behind.
I'm calling the chop right here. For some reason, we're not getting these boards, though, on these all-ins. I'm not liking it. Hopefully, we can get that fixed here. But
We just need you to call every river.
I mean, on certain angles, I could kind of see it here, but no queen high chop here. Not sure why we're not getting that. Oh, there we go. And then 10 on the river. Looks like the Queen 10 was playing the whole way, though. A very low board.
So we've lost 2 players at the feature table at this point. Heidi sitting on the short stack, TK right behind her, and Nate with a nice elimination there. I don't think Nate could find a fold there.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, look at that. Corey Esslinger on the player profile. So Corey, one of our tournament directors and regular dealer on the tour, obviously also likes to get him in there and play whenever he can too. So kind of featuring a few different players on our player profile pages here as we between hands a little bit. So Back to the old action. Nate finding a nice little, it wasn't a double up, but he knocks out a player, picks up, 40, 50,000 there.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to talking to Nate about why he folded the ace-3 suited against Tyler's shove.
And then calls this one, it's different.
They're very similar spots. Just kind of curious. And then,
picks up eights in a small blind facing Heidi.
Yeah, Chase limping on the button, and then Nate shoving for 18 bigs. Luckily, Heidi, 7 bigs. I don't know, ace. I think she knows Nate's range pretty well. They play a lot of poker together. And I think Chase here is just going to tank and then fold.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Just like that. 179 for Nate Dogg.
VPIP. What do we got for the VIP? Jacob definitely playing it close to the vest. I think I saw 4%, and he folded 6s pre-flop.
Yep. And for those that don't know what the old VPIP is, it's voluntarily putting chips into the pot. So that's basically when you're not in the blinds, it's how often you're basically putting chips in the pot. So showed, I think Chase was number 1 on there. Probably before Steve left, it probably would have showed Steve number 1, I'm guessing. But Chase now taking over that lead.
Yeah, very small sample size so far.
Correct. We're only about 26 hands in, so.
And Steve probably would have been around 99% at some point with his monster holdings that he had.
Yeah.
And what a cooler! We can just talk about that for a second.
Because he can easily, he can easily get away from that. I mean, he made a side bet to try to get Mike out.
Which was interesting.
Betting into that, I mean.
I don't know. Paired board, I suppose. I don't know. Steve's so many levels above where I'm at.
Correct.
I don't get the logic behind that bet, but obviously Mike's going nowhere, flop the boat, and then the 3. Whoa.
Back to action here, Janet here. Started the hand 275. King Jack offsuit raises it up. Mike from the hijack with 9s. He's going to make the call. Chase in the cutoff. I think I saw him throw chips in there, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. He's splashing around there.
That's why. That's why his VPIP is at 44, I guess.
Yes.
So.
And it's going to be interesting to see what Nate does once he gets little chips. He's not afraid to get in the mix it up a little bit.
This is an interesting one. It's basically a min click, 8,000 big. So he's gonna make the call. Heidi, 8 deuce. She was dying to find something there. TK King 3 in the big blind. Ugh, yeah.
I thought that might be a squeeze spot. That would have been interesting to see him shove there. But I'm very ambitious as a player myself, so.
Let's see what we got. So Mike was in the lead with the 9s and just bank. Now Chase with the diamonds up against top set here. So this could be a very interesting spot. I mean, Chase is 329. If he rips it on him, I mean, Mike's never folding, obviously. And just a flat.
It'll be interesting with these two players, both on the more conservative side.
How about the 9 of diamonds? They're going to make another call. 9 of diamonds on the turn.
Yes, please. Complete chaos in the booth. Oh.
So Chase gets there, and he's actually got a straight flush gutter ball here. Mike kind of.
No hesitation. It must have been a verbal bet by Chase there. 125 into 293 pots.
And a call. They're building something. Mike wanting to hit a boat here. Not going to be there.
I don't think Mike can find it. Wow. Tough spot for Mike. He has the chips to call.
This is tough. What is it? 164. And the pot, I believe, the 582 shows after the 164. So, I mean, this is a big one. I mean, if Mike wins this hand, he would be a monster. I mean, we know he's not gonna win this hand, but in his mind, he's like, I got top set here. I mean, it's huge. This is a huge laydown if he can find it. I don't think that I could, especially knowing Chase. I mean, you see his VPIP is all over the place, so I think, I mean, and players see that. In this case, the VPIP pays off for him, where he actually. You gotta be careful there, Mike.
Both of these players are pretty accomplished on the 701 tour. I'm sure they've played hands the deeper they run in these tournaments. Mike is an excellent player. There's a flush out there. Chase played it like he was on a flush draw. We'll see if Mike can actually find that fold button. He called.
Yep. Oh, looks like we got a new face at the table. I see Wade Kaiser stepping into seat 1.
Wade Kaiser Soche. Good to see him in the mix. Chase almost up to 100 big blinds. My goodness.
So, wow, the action. This is an action table. I mean, we're at that point in the tournament too. Like, if we would have joined earlier, it might have been definitely a little slower. But Chase started the table as the chip leader. Now I believe he's going to have it again here once we come back from that. So big loss for Mike there. But top set. You got to try to figure out. Does he have the flush? I mean. Or what's he got? He could easily do that with 2 pair, something like that too. Lower set. I mean, that's easily within the range of what he could have been looking for there. Set of 7s, you know, like he started betting when he hit the 7. And, so
that's why you call in position with Jack 5 suited.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why you make your VPIP 44% so you can hit some of those.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with it. To your point, with Chase being so open, aggressive, not afraid to play hands, that another player might be able to find that fold button, but against Chase, who's been so active,
correct.
I think he has to look him up in that spot.
And his game has really changed since he started on the tour. I mean, he was way snugger, and now he's opened it up. He's got some different gears and stuff like that. Wade Kaiser, first hand in. Looks like he's coming in for a raise, I think. 18,000, 810 of clubs for Wade.
Yeah, it looks like Wade's he was sitting on 10, opens it up, 3x, or 2.5-ish.
And he gets it through.
Wow, shout out Wade on that one.
Yeah, new player to the table. You're gonna scare him off there. Dallas, one of our Subway sponsors from Park Rapids, giving a shout out. Good luck, Janet Getz and Heidi Rogenkamp. And then, Dennis, I got a great read on Chase usually. Anywhere between a napkin and Uno card and the other 52 cards. I didn't see Dennis out there today. Was he out there?
I did not, no. I think he was in the cities visiting his granddaughter. So shout out Dennis, one of my good friends. And we've also won a tag team tournament, so good to see Dennis in the chat.
And after that beat, look at Mike, still 301,000 though. You know, like still in good shape. That's twice your starting stack, probably a little over average still. I can't imagine that I haven't been out there yet lately, but last I checked, we were in the 70 player range. I'm sure that's probably shrunk here considerably since then.
Quite the roller coaster of emotions there for Mike. He goes from probably closer to top 5 chip count, and then literally a hand or two later, middle of the pack. But on the band end of a cooler there. It's tough to give people credit for flushes, that's for sure.
Heidi trying to be a little sneaky here. Limps in the cutoff.
Yeah, trying to say, no, I don't have 6 big blinds. Please don't pay attention to me. Just call.
Jacob calls, and then Janet looks like raises the 20, and now Heidi's in a weird spot because she called the 8, and she's only got 48 behind. And she makes the call there.
Interesting sizing by Janet.
And as you can hear in the background, 6 and 12 we're going up to now. So 4-8, 6, 12. Jacob finds a call there as well. So here we go. Heidi really needs this pot here. 9, 8, 5. Nobody hits anything, and if they both check it, Heidi might just rip it here and take it down. But is Janet gonna c-bet this or not? She is. It looks, yeah, and it looks
Heidi,
like it's
Heidi with a gutter.
ball.
Blinds are going up. We just heard the announcements. I don't know if you can get it. Yeah, she elects to fold there with a gutter and then over to the board. I don't think Jacob's gonna get too out of line here. Seems like a pretty standard fold.
Backdoor clubs, backdoor gutter ball. Yeah.
And I like the aggression by Janet there to keep it consistent.
Heidi on the 4 bigs here, and I don't know if that's actually, since it's been updated, 6, 12, 12. Yeah, right there, 6, 12, 12. That's gonna eat up the short stacks even quicker. That's 30K in orbit there.
And shout out to the 7-1 dealers, always amazing, always professional, kind, friendly. Doing a great job per usual.
Unless it's me out there.
Yeah, unless it's Pete.
I'm just crushing souls. I think we saw John in the box for the first couple levels. Now we got Heidi in the box. So they're a great husband-wife team. Been a part of 701 for quite a long time, since the beginning. Got a good luck shout out to TK.
Yeah, TK holding on. He came to the table, I believe, as a short stack. He's still in the mix up to about 10 or 12 big blinds. So he's doing his thing. He's in the mix. And we have a new player joining the table. Looked like he had a pretty decent stack, so it'd be nice to see what he's coming to the table with. And I might have a little history on this player.
Do you? Okay.
With him earlier.
I did not. I didn't recognize just from the brief view I got. So. Heidi, King 8, fold it around to her. A little, good. She must have known.
All right, we have a TK in the cutoff with ace queen suited, going all in. Jacob, queen 10 off, fold, and Mike here in the big with a snap fold. So. And Tyler, just to let everybody know, he's not messing around, not getting greedy on the button. Or the cutoff shows the ace queen suited.
All right, so again, I mentioned Dallas DeWitt. She is one of our sponsors from Subway in Park Rapids. Steve and our production manager Jason headed out there a couple weeks ago for their grand reopening. It was a packed house. They, if you're ever in the Park Rapids area, definitely swing by and check out the Subway there. Give a shout out to Dallas. She is another one of our great sponsors who definitely has been a supporter of the league from day one. So appreciate that, Dallas. And looks like I saw her in the room earlier. If she's on the stream right now, I don't know if that's bad news for her. I did not see her when I was out there earlier, but Dallas and Eric DeWitt, strong supporters of the league here.
Absolutely. So both solid players, even better people. I absolutely love Dallas. Give her a big hug every time I see her. So good to see her in the chat, and always as an amazing sponsor of the tour. Heidi with King Jack here, sitting on 3 bigs, I would imagine. Oh, yeah, there's the all-in.
Yep, she rips it in like that. Oh, geez, Tyler almost took a spill. Yeah, 7 deuce.
That would have been amazing live on stream.
That would have been.
His friends would have never said anything about it.
We would have definitely replayed that one over and over again. Looks like it's gotten through to Wade, and Wade with a lowly 9-3.
Wow, Heidi might think it's through.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you, Heidi.
Pretty much a double up right there.
Nicely done, Heidi. So here we see the pre-flop raise action in the February Fire freeze out. Had weight in there. Obviously that's a little skewed. I think he's played about 3 hands at this point. TK with the loudest hoodie I think I've seen on stream of all time. Although Janet's also in the mix there.
We're going for neon yellow and neon green, at least what it appears on camera. So Heidi buys herself at least another orbit here. She probably needs to do that a couple times or get called once and get a double up there. Okay, so the Brandon, that's our new player, Brandon Sandy. You said you played with him earlier?
I did, yeah. Brandon, pretty fun player, wide range. Everybody tends to get a little more tight when they're on stream. So we'll see how he plays when the cameras are rolling, but definitely a fun guy, nice guy. So we'll see how he reacts to being able to see his hold cards.
Jacob laying down an ace, an unopened pot there, ace 6, playing a little snug. Mike, he finds an ace on the button, standard button raise here to 30,000. Again, blinds 6, 12, 12 now.
Yeah, good to see Mike open it up on the button there with an ace. I was a little scared that he might have just called, made me nervous. Might have had to mute my mic for a little bit, but good to see he raised it up. And we got Tyler.
Everybody go buy some cookies for Sherry's granddaughter.
Oh, shout out Tyler. Yes. If you guys happen to be in the area, please come to the DoubleTree and buy some cookies. A lot of action so far, Pete. A lot of action.
Sorry, you caught me mid-chew, trying to get a quick snack in. Yeah, this has not been a boring table, at least. So
Definitely not.
if we would have started the live stream at 150,000 at 1-1 blinds, might have been a little slower. Did you get here right away, or did you late reg a little bit?
Had some errands to run this morning and had to get Starbucks for a couple of my buddies that were already in the tournament. So I think it came around 12:30, 1.
There you go. Heidi ripping it in. She finds King 10. TK with 9s. Be for half his stack. Interesting hand here.
Yeah. I think it's a standard shove by Heidi. King 10 sitting on that many bigs. TK, a couple players behind you. We definitely know the guy.
Yeah.
Wow, folding 9s with 10 bigs.
And I don't think he's call. It's either fold or call there. I mean, because you're trying to eliminate anybody else coming along.
I would have liked to see Tyler use his image a little bit there, reshove over the top, get some folds behind.
And he's going to be basically shoving into a coin flip there. He doesn't know it, but I think he would, if he knew that was the result, he would take it probably every time there to try to eliminate Heidi and get those chips.
Absolutely. And
Chase with the big chips, pocket 4s.
I think when Tyler sees these hands, he's going to be a little disappointed that he didn't actually rip it in there.
Well, and we'll see the results here too. Whoa. So the table rock there a little bit. Well, and again, we may not see these cards here, but we got 4s against King 10. Heidi hits at least 2 of her outs there, and I believe Chase is going to be doubling her up. Oh,
and there's a 9.
TK!
Oh, my. TK. Probably not going to tell anybody yet. It's
no.
A little embarrassing to admit you didn't get it in there, but
God, he would have been basically, if he would have called, he would have been looking pretty thin, and he hits his 2 outers. So All right, as they stack those chips, give a shout out to David Keena. He was the Sunday winner of the Wild Rice Freeze Out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's a pretty sick picture of Dave there.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
And Nick Michael, our season 3 free roll winner, ended up taking second in that one with Jeremy Hines, Charlie Pockert, Cheyenne Keith, Josh Hall, Dana, Wade Kaiser, and Jim Odegar finishing out the players in the money on that one. So pretty stacked final table there with some good players. I think I came in 12th on that one.
No cash.
No cash, nope. I think they were paying 9 or 10, so a couple off the bubble. Last night I got 6th, which was the official bubble last night. So I got a little bit of cash back though. We worked out a. There we go. Oh, that's why he waits. That's why he waits, I guess. We'll see if he's gonna.
He chooses to raise instead of rip it in.
And Jacob
Everybody has their strategy here. It's not right or wrong. There's different ways to play a big hand like this, sitting on 10 bigs.
Jacob folded 2s. Did you see that?
I did
Just
not.
flat out folds for a min click. And Brandon Sandy,
yeah,
ace queen.
I don't think there's any type of.
There's an all in. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Snap. Yep. Let's see here. If the table flips over, we know the ace queen somehow came. Oh, queen on the river, I saw.
Just Max Payne on the river.
Yep.
Hey, let me just needle you one last time.
TK gets his double, and look at that, 280, just like that. Now he's sitting a little healthier. So sounds big, but it's only 23 bigs as the tournament moves on here. But
Yeah.
good job, TK.
Awesome job, TK. Patience pays off.
See, now if he would have called with those 9s, the cards would have been in a different order. He wouldn't have had those aces. I mean, come on. Right?
That's true. That's true. Good point, Pete. I take it back. Good fold by TK.
Exactly.
Now at the bottom of the list, we see Heidi and Nate, two of the most beloved players on the stream. We'll see if they can't work up a stack and double.
I see some more chat there from Billy, one of our favorite dealers out in Shooting Star.
Yes, Billy's the best. Shout out, Billy.
I have not seen Billy here at a tournament lately. We got to get you back here. She's working too much out there. So last night I busted, it was the $50 bullets basically. Busted in the last level with 8 minutes left in rebuys, 1600, and I had $100 left, so I could buy in and get 10,000 with blinds 8, 16, 16. So I do it, and somebody that had just done the same thing about that level before picked up aces his first hand. I said, I want to be like that guy, pick up aces. I look down, I'm under the gun, aces, ship it first hand after I buy in and get a call with ace 10 and get a nice double and work that up to 6th place. So that was, I got that money back basically is about all I did. But
that's all right. It was a good run though, right?
Yeah, I had a shot.
It's all about the journey, man.
Exactly. Had a shot at the 2500 for first, when you're 6-handed and you got a shot at that. I'll take that. So what we got going on here? We got Wade flatting. Oh, never mind. Not flatting. Wade's all in. 71K. After several people had limped, and now it's on Brendan, who just...
I wonder if Brendan's going to be a little gun-shy here. I don't think he will be for 71K. I think he just has to re-rip it in there with the blinds behind.
He knows Wade was pretty short. He's gonna flat here. And he's going to have the lead on Wade here. King, 10, ace, jack. So might be able to see some of these. We've got a jack and a queen. And Wade with the king.
Oh, my.
Oh, he had it on the turn even. So,
oh, my.
Yeah. 2 pair for Brendan. Needed the ace or jack on the river, so he's taking back-to-back hits.
Taking it like a champ.
Yeah, that time got him in with the best. Luckily, he came to this table with 300,000, so these hits haven't done. I mean, they've done some damage, and he's got 11 bigs, but he's doubled 2 players up and still's got 11. So
he's given action. He showed up with a decent stack, taking a couple bad beats. We have a slew of players that 11 big blinds, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. We have at least 4 players.
Another player profile as we between hands here. Bob Silskar, who just had a great run at the Jotting Bravos tournament. He's Professor Bob there. He is on the tour quite often. I don't know if I saw him out there today. I would assume so, but a lot of he's at almost all of our tournaments. Made it up to Drayton. He goes all over the place traveling for poker.
Yep,
so
I did see Bob in the field today. Said hello, shook his hand. Great guy.
Folds our action tracker a little behind. There we go. A couple folds. Wade now a little healthier there. Chase raising it up. Ooh. Brendan Ace Queen. Man, he is just picking up hands.
Brendan said, I'm going to the feature table and I'm coming here to play.
Correct. Well, he's had hands I mean, jeez. What do you have against TK? What was, I forgot. Oh, the Ace Queen. So he's got an Ace Queen, Ace Jack, Ace Queen, like the last 3 out of 5 hands or something like that.
It'll be interesting to see what Chase does here. Obviously, Brendan's always shown pretty solid holdings. Might
far.
Pick up on a little tilt. You never know. People are capable of getting it in terrible when they're a little steaming. Yours truly, notorious for that.
And he's the chip leader, Chase is here. I mean, this is...
Yeah.
It's 100K. I think he's going to find the call.
I think so, too. Ace Jack. I think you just got to get it in there. You're not happy about it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, how many times? I mean, he can do the same thing with 10s and you're flipping, you know? Yeah, Chase.
Chase has been running pretty hot, though. We'll see how this plays out.
Well, we'll see afterwards because we're not seeing it live. But Chase doesn't look like... Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Clubs. Holy clubs.
How is this real? Poor Brendan comes in and just gets...
Ace Queen to aces. Ace Jack loses to King 10 on a straight. And Ace Queen to Ace Jack. That was... Brendan, I'm sorry. He is never coming to a tournament with a live feature table again. That's for sure.
You guys might want to give him some sort of credit voucher after that. My goodness.
That was brutal.
But hey, he got it in good. Sometimes that's how the cards fall.
Got in good 2 out of 3, and the one that he didn't, he ran into aces on a pretty tricky play, and luckily it was a short stack on the aces there. So
handled it very well too.
Chase builds that stack even bigger now. So
Chase Lardy came to party. That's what he's known for, and he has a monster stack at this point. I think he's close to 8 million. Definitely over 100 bigs at this point.
Janet been pretty quiet. Lays down ace 8 under the gun. Mike with ace 2, so a couple raggy aces out of the way early here.
Yeah, I think people are getting a little gun shy with all the action. Don't play in either one of them.
No, I mean, there's huge hands out every time
and
here.
Chase is just on cloud 9 here. He's going to open it up. He has zero fear. He can't be beat. He's going to open up with King Jack and the hijack. Nate not happy about it. He's chirping. Nice little table banter there between the two. Oh, this will be in. Okay. Oh, all right.
Couple king 9s. A lot of kings out there. Chase 852, so not quite to the million mark yet, but He like 852, and then it drops to 309.
Right.
I mean,
then not even close to 100 big blinds. I forgot the blinds go up.
yeah,
My bad, Pete.
every half hour, turns out. We tried playing one where it stayed at 1-1, and just, yeah, didn't. 3-day tournament. It took a long time. Jesus, people's getting rowdy out there.
Yeah, somebody was buying shots earlier.
Oh, Pete, can you?
We're all just like, John, can you delete that? I want to cut that clip. I'm gonna go like Please.
I have a feeling some of them have beers just off camera that we can't see, especially since Chase keeps getting up to leave for some reason. So
I think I know what the table's talking about, but I'm not gonna call it out.
all right.
Just say one of the players is wearing sweatpants and he keeps readjusting when he gets up.
No, jeez.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We got an empty table here. What's going on? We going to break? No, just.
This is a lively table. They got to get their steps in. They got to walk around. They got to go get their drinks off camera.
Yeah, Chase Flaherty making a call. 6-7. Mike Columbus, Ace-3. As we reset, we're getting a little choppy there, so we'll reset the stream here. Todd took down our flip and go tournament. Picture of him. That was were you here for that one, Murphy? The flip and go.
I heard about it though.
That was a good time. So. Back to the action here. We had a bunch of limpers. Mike Columbus bets on an ace-high flop with his ace and takes it down. So glad Mike's getting back in the action there after that. After he delivered a brutal one to Steve and then took one from Chase. So that top set.
Ooh, a lot of coolers at this table.
Yes, there have been. That's for sure.
Be interesting to see if Chase opens up a little more wide and starts putting the pressure on some of the smaller stacks since he has so many more big blinds than them. I'd like to see that.
He hasn't been shying away so far, so. Again, for those just joining, those pinks are 1,000s, the blues are 5,000s, the yellow or golds are 25,000s, and we'll be busting out the purple plaques here shortly for 100,000. So,
you know I love my plaques.
You bet. There, Chase just limping in this time.
Yeah.
Mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah, he has a different strategy. Obviously, it's working for him. Proof is in the pudding.
I mean,
so to speak.
yeah, wants to see as many flops as possible.
Yeah, you're
well,
running
and
hot.
you know, he's kind of playing. You know, he's hoping that Mike Columbus won't, you know, get crazy. You know, the two blinds here are a couple of the tighter players on the table. So wants to see a flop, and look at that, flops top pair, just like he planned.
Right.
Mike Columbus hits middle pair, but. Kind of a couple ways of thinking of that. You think, oh, I might be able to get in for cheap, but you could also think the other way, like, why not raise it up because they're less likely to defend here. So, looks like Chase called the turn. Ace on the turn. Excuse me. Might slow down the action a little bit.
Yeah, they expect Mike check, Chase with a 35K bet and probably 100K. So.
And takes down.
Yeah, I'd like to see Jacob get a little more active here. He's
a pretty tight player overall, just based on playing with him before. He hasn't. I mean, we haven't seen him with a lot of holdings. I mean, he's had sixes and deuces a couple times. I haven't seen him with any big aces, anything like that. I mean, cards have been flipping by pretty fast. I mean, he's folding so fast we're not even seeing his holding. So I would assume that he's not picking up much, but generally a tighter player.
Yep, and I actually have a feeling he's going to run it up here shortly. I really do. see Chase under the gun calling the big blind. And it folds around. TK with 4s here. He's on 20 bigs. Looks like he's also going to call. In position on the chip leader. Probably a good decision. Never know if Chase is getting frisky with a big pocket pair. And wow, we're going to see a lot of people to the flop here. We got Mike making the call with the small blind, and then Wade with the check. So, be interesting flop. And we got the Jack 7-7. Looks like Mike and Wade both pick up top pair. And checks around the Chase, who decides lead for 25. TK folds, Mike with the call, and I imagine we'll see Wade on 13 bigs.
Chips it. There we go. I think that'll make up Chase's mind pretty quick. Little TV time here. Got to represent that he led out with something here. Good spot for Wade with the 2 7s on the board to kind of represent the 7.
It'll be interesting to see what Mike chooses to do here. I think that Jack 2, that 2 kicker really shrinks at this point.
Yeah.
Especially with the big blind, everybody limped in. 7 very possible in his range.
Correct.
I expect Mike to fold here. Probably quicker than what Chase did.
You got to make it look good. And shows the Jack and gonna lay it down. That shows the 2 behind it, so.
Do you show your cards often when you fold?
Not usually when I'm more of a, I mean, if I'm trying to induce them to show me what they had sometimes, you know. But I probably show way more than I should. So, all right. Yeah, we got a fancy little Randy's Diner commercial coming on. Gonna make, I know.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Did you say this?
Yeah, this is me.
Good food is what we do. We're always cooking good for you. Have a seat, meet your friends. Come on in, let's all dig in. Come to Randy's Diner. Everybody's gotta eat.
All right, back to the action. Damn, look at that. Great timing. Didn't even miss a hand. So, Randy's Diner 2. A couple great locations. I have a feeling a lot of people went there for breakfast this morning, probably. TK, ace, 9. Now he's got some chips. 27,000.
Yeah.
So
You'll definitely see him. Oh, I believe he folded 9s earlier, and now he's opening up ace 9. Just shows you what chip stacks.
Correct.
And position mean. It's everything in poker.
And also helps when the big blind has 7 deuce. So
Yeah, Chase and TK are both pretty good buddies, so good to see that.
all right, just a reminder, we're here at the DoubleTree by Hilton in West Fargo. Coming to you live. This has been a great location for a lot of our tournaments. We've been fortunate enough to have this space here. As much as we like getting out to all the bars and the restaurants in the area, it's nice to have this big, wide open conference space. You run into, with how big our events have been getting, you run into some issues when you get, like we were up in Drayton. We were a little tight up there when we tried to squeeze in 7 tables in a fairly small bar. So nice to have all this space to spread out, that's for sure.
Yes, so much room for activities. It's amazing.
As you might hear in the background, we do have a lot of, we're in a little different area than we are usually broadcasting from. So we got a little background action with a lot of screaming kids on their way to and from the pool. So I thought they were like right around the feature table when I look over and I keep seeing them run by. But
Yeah, I believe there's a coin flip chance that we hear Kramer yell cannonball at some point tonight.
We got a bunch of limpers here. There's 3 players to the flop here, including Kiefert from the big blind with Jack 7. Well, everybody's got each other's cards here. Queen Jack, Jack 7, Queen 7. Nobody hits anything on it. 9, 8, 5.
And Nate's gonna lead.
Nate's gonna lead at it with the old double G ball, I guess.
I love the lead here, especially big blind favors your range.
Janet,
Way
2 overs and a gutter ball. She's gonna go away, and now Chase, the chip leader, he's got a gutter ball and an over. He's gonna float. And a 6. They both nail it. So they both have the straight. They both hit the gutter ball. And Nate has the redraw to the 10 to make the nuts here. So this is going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. We saw Nate bets. What do we see here? Yep. So Nate's free rolling to the 10 here. He's like 10, 10, 10.
Always good to free roll.
Yes. Pretty much standard play out there, I guess. So, little surprise Chase floated that one, but when you got the chips, I mean, you're hoping that's exactly the card you're hoping for, you know.
He feels he can't miss, and at this point he has not. I don't think Nate's very happy with that call, but.
And I see some new chips sitting down with a pretty full rack of yellows there, so I would assume that either means another table broke or we're just balancing out a little bit here. For those not familiar with the 701 Poker Tour, as far as the point structure and the free roll, you can see in the background we feature a couple of our winners there. Every time you play a tournament, you get a point. Every time you cash, 3 points, and you win the tournament, 6 points. And those points are doubled whenever there is 100 players or more, like today. So in order to qualify for the year-end free roll, you simply need 6 points. We do a $11,000 package for the first place in that free roll, which is typically used for a main event, but you can use it for any $10,000 event. So quite the free roll just for playing along, and we thank all of our charities and sponsors for helping us do that. We pretty much put everything right back into the tour just to make it the best tour that we can for the players. So. I didn't see who set those chips down, but
Mystery player
yep.
there in seat 3.
I suppose they had to be out for a hand because they were between the button and the small. All right, back to the action. Looks like a bunch of folds all the way over to 1. Oh,
all right.
oh, they're all the way to the turn. Heidi ace 8, Chase 5 9. He hit bottom pair. Heidi just has ace 8.
Ooh. Both checked dark.
They did.
Flop there. Oh, Heidi, out of respect, shows the ace and says, all right.
Chase shows the 5. Just to say I wasn't bluffing, but little playing the button there with 5-9 without a raise. I mean, stuff you can do when you got the chip lead. So
Absolutely.
another player profile. McGurk. One of the. I didn't see him out there today.
I did not either.
Unless he was gone, but not typical. So Girk, one of my favorite Fireball partners there, showing the Superman colors underneath his shirt there. I love that profile pic. So
Yeah, very epic, very Girk.
Yep.
The guy's a rock star.
Yes, he is. So he's one of my favorite Chinese poker buddies to play with. So what happened to our stream here? There we go. Kick it back in here. Somebody kicked a cable or something, but back to the action. Uh-oh. Jason Kramer in the house. I'm hoping you're on break, right?
My own personal break.
Permanent perma break. Jacob finally ace 10, 6 bigs,
Hey,
gets it
good
in
to see
here.
him rip
Yep.
it in there. That a boy, Jacob.
Oh, 8 and 16. Somebody's trying to short the big blind.
Wow.
Jacob wants max value though, so See what people wake up. He was under the gun. He picks up a good one.
Oh, Mikey.
Mike Columbus with the queens. Don't think he's going anywhere. I believe. What do you think? Re-rip, probably.
I would really hope Mike would re-rip instead of smoothing here.
109.
Although he trapped somebody before with Steve with the threes when he didn't 3-bet with Jack, so maybe the play is just to smooth here. I don't like it, but there you go.
It worked for him last time. He's gonna call. What else do we find here? 5-8 of diamonds. Not much there. Let's see what our chip leader has. Queen Jack.
Oh, Chase might get. Chase can't lose. I don't know why he wouldn't call there. He's when you're riding high and you feel you can't lose, invincible. I could see Lardy getting it and getting the call here. Oh, that boy.
Gets rid of it. Zach, new player to the table. Zach finished, I think, 4th last night.
Like his Drecker hoodie. Shout out to Drecker, amazing beer.
Heidi with the 8 deuce, running short.
No worse.
Might not.
feeling.
Oh, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. She's on camera. Oh, it's on me. 8 deuce. And did we see what TK? 10-7. All right, Queens. Jacob gonna need an ace and a hurry here. Uh-oh. They're laughing at that board, so I don't know what it is. I'm not loving why we're not getting the board here, but oh, he does hit the ace.
By the way, Queen ace. Jack was so money for Lardy.
Oh, Jace, what are you doing, buddy? Get in there. Jacob getting a much-needed double, and look at just like that, 258. It sounds like a lot, but then again, it's 16 bigs right now because we're at 8, 16, 16. So this is last level for this stream. We'll restart another stream once we come back from the next break. I'm actually gonna go set up and get ready for the next table here. So we're gonna have Jason Kramer sub in for me and finish out this level with Murph. So. Been a fun table, and I'll probably talk to you guys on one of the later streams. So
yes, thank you, Pete. Action packed so far. Amazing live stream, so much action, and good to be joined by one of my good buddies, Jason Kramer. Welcome.
Hello. All right, what do we got going here? Not a lot. Some 7 deuces, Janet and Mike. We've reached the part where Heidi is giving Lardy some life lessons.
Looks like TK and Lardy are getting into it. A little table talk.
It only escalates from here. I was out there earlier. Chase so upset. Did he fold? No, he raised a 40 with the 7s. Heidi folds, Tyler folds. Chase gonna pick it up.
Chase encroaching 1,000,000 chips, which is amazing.
Little player profile, Josh Taylor.
Yeah, shout out Josh. Saw him earlier. Big win. Wild rice double stack. Josh looking slim and trim, lost some weight, taking care of himself, so way to go, Josh.
The table talk is ramped up considerably.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got some...
Somehow TK has his phone at the table.
Yeah, we got a little Elsa Let It Go music going on.
Don't make us come out there, people.
Turn the vision.
I don't want to talk over the table talk. I think that's the people are tuning in for the drama.
Oh, wait, that one. It's all good. We got the fist bump. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Nate exclaims, "You're terrible and you're the worst." Not sure in reference to what we're talking about.
That sounds pretty on par for Nate.
We just lost audio, table audio.
Yeah.
Okay. You did on purpose. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Duly noted. It was getting a little muddled.
Wow, Chase.
V-Pip and 46%.
He's a V-Pippin machine. Look at him, V-Pip.
Zach.
Where am I V-Pippin?
Zach behind him. I played with him earlier today. Zach's a good player.
Yeah, Zach's a good guy.
Been running well and playing well, so.
Some of these facial expressions by the players are just classic. You just love to see it.
We will be switching tables on break, so for better or for worse, we'll have a new group of players after the break here.
By the way, shout out to Wade's beard. You see that thing?
Solid beard.
Hey, man.
I ain't trying to rival it.
Goodness. Look at that thing. Amazing.
Wade under the gun, Queen Jack. Probably just a straight fold, right?
Oh, Wade likes to get a little frisky.
Okay, all right. Well,
But now it might be a fold. I think he was thinking about
Zach.
opening, but now it's like, all right.
Zach pulled the trigger there a little early.
I wouldn't doubt if Wade decides to just fold here instead of open. By the way,
he had ideas, but
under the gun, Queen Jack off, sitting on 16s. That's probably the wise play there.
yeah, whether he wanted to or not, he got forced into it. Dennis saying hi to me and Murph.
Yep, shout out Dennis. Amazing putter, by the way. One of the best putters, I think, in Fargo Moorhead.
Dennis Selbrighton he said he's in the top 20 on the leaderboard. They must only go up to 20 or something. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
there,
I'm going to
Dennis.
take the over on top 20. There's absolutely no way. I'm going to need proof.
Where are you at today, Dennis? You didn't join us? I think he might be with his granddaughter in the cities, if I recall.
That's what I heard.
It's probably time better spent. Second best time to spend. Can't be granddaughter time and then poker. That's the order of events.
Here we see Zach opening to 40K. Obviously, it opened a little too soon before Wade could act, so Wade decided to fold. See the open here. Janet with an ambitious call with King 4 suited. This will be interesting.
I think she misclicked at some point. She didn't realize it was a raise. I was actually out there live when this happened. I think she got forced into playing this hand. Janet is not normally going to be playing King 4 of hearts.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense to me.
She's a little more solid, especially off of, 11 big blind stack now, so she had, 13?
Yeah, and Zach is just so happy to see that.
Yep.
Obviously, most poker players, they feel a little weakness, they're going to pounce in that situation.
Check bet fold. Yep.
And by the way, Kramer, save the spoilers, please. We don't need that.
I didn't spoil nothing. I just added that it was a misclick on her part. Obvious if you're paying attention. Little player profile. Heidi, who is currently at the feature table. Also one of our sponsors from Randy's and Randy's Diner. Some of the best breakfast in town.
Oh my goodness, 24K Heartland Poker Tour cash.
Yep.
What?
Yep, back in the day. I think
No
that was
doubt. Okay.
a ways back
Way to go, Heidi.
during the Heartland days.
Gonna have to hit her up for a steak. My goodness. Yeah, Pete and I were commenting on Janet and TK for loudest hoodie of the night.
Oh, it's not even close. Who the heck was out there? Adam Lasky. He did you see the Deeks poker table? He could have laid on that and you couldn't have seen Adam. Just blend right in. He'd have been camoed. He definitely takes the prize for the loudest.
That makes sense.
Now TK, you could make a case for with the hoodie and the actual fact of being loud. It's himself.
Yes.
Combo platter. He might win it.
TK feeling good tonight, having fun. Him and Heidi talking it up. You love to see it.
Lardy under the gun with ace 3.
Nate here with 7 bigs, jack 9 off.
Larry just called another gun with ace 3.
I would.
You have a
Jeez.
lot of chips to play with, but
Nate has a ton of people behind him. Yeah, I don't imagine Nate getting too out of line there. But yeah, he can't love to see all these folds. That's for sure.
nice deuce, ace 3. Mike has to make a call of the small. Off a 6 big blind stack, you need to put another half blind in. I think you had to do it.
Oh yeah, you definitely floating this flop. Hope to get lucky.
Hope to see the flop. And we're off. Ace 3, 4.
Wow.
Lardy running pure.
Oh my.
Might get the rest of his chips in here. 5 bigs. He flop top pair.
I honestly don't know how you
You
get
don't
away
have-
from a hand like this.
I don't. If anyone can.
Especially you got that gutter to the 5. I think you
That's
gotta
true.
get it. Yeah, there it is.
Fives and 4s. 10-10. Chop.
Oh, Chase.
Chase losing it. He's losing it. Everybody loves a
Chase
chop
not
pot.
happy. Chase almost sitting on $1 million. He's just passionate about the game, man.
Everyone congratulating Mike, one of the favorites in the field. Super nice dude.
Yeah,
So-
Mike's great.
No one was sad to see him catch up there for the chop pot.
Amazing run by Mike about a month ago at the year-end tournament.
Oh, yeah?
The free roll.
Yep.
And we muted the table. Looked like Heidi was singing. So
Yeah, I think that was one of our better plays because it
Yeah.
appears there's multiple people singing.
it seemed like the most plus EV play of all time. So
Yeah.
we got that
Yeah.
going for us.
Sorry, not sorry, table. Too much is too much. Lardy's still missing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He didn't lose any chips, but he's gonna lose his big blind now because he's too tilted to come look at his cards. Yep, and they gone.
Which is too bad.
They
'cause He's been
go.
running hot.
Zach, easy fold. Nate, pretty wide range here. What do we got, Nate?
Let's hope he wakes up with something to shove with. He almost got frisky with Jack 9. I think he's getting a little impatient.
Yeah, 7 bigs. It's Jack 6. Still isn't gonna do it. Oh. The players are away from the table as much as they're at the table.
Yeah. It's been a common theme tonight.
There may or may not be a drink table behind
Mike
them.
with the dream. This late in the tournament,
go,
short
Mike.
stacked. Chance of you shoving on the button are good enough.
Just
But
got himself a
then-
chop last hand. Stayed alive.
Then you get a hand like this, and it's
He only has to get through the small blind because Lardy missed it.
Lardy missed it. There you go. Way to go, Mike. That's amazing. Yeah, well, obviously a lot of table banter
Nate?
going on. Nate has a weird twitch with his right hand going. Think he pulled something.
Muscle spasm.
Yep. Oh, all right. So we got a couple shorter stacks. Heidi on 5 big blinds.
5,
Nate on
7, and 10. Where's the button at? How do you think it putting some pressure pretty soon? Yep, 2 hands.
Yeah, Wade has this. Nate's under the gun here, so he's. Oh, I wouldn't doubt if he shoves with any face card here.
Yeah.
You don't want to get blinded out. That's
got-
just not.
He
in
got
his
7
range.
bigs. He's got to put 2 in next hand.
Yeah. He's right on the cusp of shoving any. Oh, okay. I
Well.
think this is a pretty standard shove
Jack
here
10.
by Nate. Or not.
Oof.
Or not. And maybe a wise decision. Obviously, Heidi was shoving right
Heidi
behind
rips
him.
86K and she gets her 5 bigs in. Jacob also has Jack 10, goes away. Heidi on the short stack for a long time. She might. Wade has to call 86 with ace 8 on the button. Button position doesn't much matter. He does have Lardy and Zach behind him, though.
Yeah, Lardy with that chip stack. You gotta. It's an odd spot. I think it's a good fold by Wade. think these are some odd spots, Kramer, when you have such a huge chip lead. Do you call with king 6? It's a weird, especially with somebody behind you. And then there you go.
Yeah,
He gets it through with queen 10.
Yeah, I don't hate the fold. Quick reset on the stream here. Little flag up our sponsors here. Eagle River, Ambitiously Lazy, Subway of Park Rapids, Randy's Diner, Randy's Diner 2, and the Tax Lady. Great to have the sponsors on board. They do a lot of great things for the tour, between the tables and giving away seats and just all kinds of promotions and stuff. So special thanks to them. If you get a chance, get out and patronize them.
Yeah, so we got Nate going into the big blind here with 7 bigs to start. So now he's going to be down to 5.
5, one in the ante and one in his big. So you'll have 5 big blinds behind.
And then Heidi to his direct left, I believe, is also at 7. Yep, she knocks. Be interesting to see what.
Oh, Heidi getting moved.
She does not look happy about it. I'm a sponsor.
I get to
That's what
stay
she just
here.
yelled.
Tyler, king 6. Give it up, Tyler. Moving on. Jacob with the jack 10. Probably going to be a fold, yep. Yeah, and Janet's range here is pretty tight.
I just assume Mike just always wakes up with a monster.
Just
oh, here we go.
Oh, well, right on cue there.
And
Sometimes you have to utilize the latrine. I mean,
interesting decision by Mike. Instead of ripping it with 10 bigs, he decides to just put in a 50K raise, leaving himself a little wiggle room in case somebody wants to 3-bet him over the top. Lardy with ace 4. Goodness gracious. I love that hand on the button. Big stack. If Mike was a little deeper, I could see Chase 3-betting, but he's probably just going to smooth here. And that's another thing. If Mike would have shoved, Chase probably 99% of the time folding that in.
Yeah.
But now Chase is in the mix.
Nate has to fold. Brutal. What do we got? 3-8-9. Michael'll still be in the lead.
Oh, Chase just jams it and takes it down. Mike snap check. Chase opens up, puts them all in. Mike insta-mucks, and Chase shows him the bad news. Oh my. Player profile, maybe one of my favorites. Jason Krumer?
Looking excited.
I don't think many people know that you're proudly from South Dakota, although you're an NDSU grad. Which
Sodak.
yeah, makes it even more interesting.
Oh, yeah. The old stomping grounds.
By the way, is that hair photoshopped? Because I asked Pete earlier.
Oh, no.
That's natural?
That's
All right.
just, that's his sexy self right there, baby.
I believe it.
What do we got? We got Nate's trying to explain some things. TK. Heidi didn't get moved. Someone must have busted and they decided not to make her move. So she'll be in the big blind this end?
Yeah, so she'll be down to 5 bigs.
Yep. A lot of pressure on these small stacks.
TK with
Well, there was a lot of empty spots with no cards, so far so good for Heidi in the bag.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if it folds to the 8 and he just shoves.
Chase just calls with 6-3.
Wow.
Zach's gonna let ace-3 go.
Chase getting. Oh, okay. This seems like a pretty standard shove here for Nate. And Chase is probably going to be forced to call off
There it is.
because he left with 6-3 and he's going to be crushed. Oh,
And
my
Heidi
goodness.
ace-4. She's got 2 over 5, 2 over 7 bigs in there, so
Oh, my goodness. I think this is.
any chance of 6 doesn't come on the flop?
No.
0%.
Oh, my goodness. Heidi folds ace-4.
All right, heads
A
up.
lot of respect for Nate there. Wow. And now Chase
Chase is trying to figure out what he's done. He's like, why did I call with 6-3?
Why did I limp with 6-3 off? With the short stacks and the blinds.
Both of them.
Yeah, both have 5 big blinds. I wouldn't mind Chase just raising there. Kramer put the pressure on them, and then
Sure.
now you're in a weird spot.
Sure.
Probably going to have to call off because of the math says you should.
If you raise with any 2 cards, I can get behind that play.
Yeah.
The limp is probably not the standard play there. And then limp fold, okay.
Wow, Nate, no showdown, takes down, probably, doubles there?
Damn near.
Wow.
Well, he got 2 big blinds out of Heidi. And 1 big blind out of Lardy, so 3 bigs. Started the hand with 5.
Not too shabby. And he has the button.
And he has the button.
That'll work. Yeah, odd play there from the chip leader. And then Heidi to release the big blind with ace-4. Also, interesting decision. And I know Heidi and Nate play a lot of poker together, so
Yeah, it's probably some history there.
yeah, I'm guessing that had something to do with her decision.
She gets out the small blind here. She'll be the button, so she's got a lap to find a hand.
Jacob getting down pretty low on chips there, 13 bigs. Although you see that 218, I think.
13 bigs. Now
Yeah.
he's probably second in chips. We got the 2 5s.
Yeah, good point.
2 5s. Janet with 11. TK with what? Somewhere in that ballpark. Mike with 7.
Right.
Wade with 14.
Damn. Right.
I think if I had to guess, I'm guessing the next table they bring over is going to have a lot more chips than this one. This one seems to be a little thin on chips. It happens sometimes, just depending on table moves and aggressiveness and how fast people bust. Zach raising the 40th, King Jack offsuit.
Yeah, we're seeing some odd limps when you get with especially with blinds this big with the big blind Andy. We see a limp by Janet. We see a limp by Chase, and then we see the aggressor Zach raise to 40K, and I'd imagine we'll see. Wow, they both called. Okay, I know nothing about poker.
Verified. Dennis asking questions about if we're really trying to go on a deep analysis in the Lardy's game. Well, it's apparently better in our games. We're sitting here and he's got a whole mountain of chips in front of him, so it's hard to argue with the results.
Here you see a couple limps. Zach raise it up, and then pretty dry board. Everybody checks to Zach, who c-bets. Great board for you to c-bet.
Should get through.
Yeah,
Well,
Chase definitely giving him the business, though. Doesn't want to give it up. I think Lardy probably knows that.
maybe he doesn't know it's on him.
He has some higher cards. He could make a move here with that stack, but decides to release.
No. Kyle Simpson says, give him hell, T. Cole.
Yep, TK in the business, man.
He's trying.
He's out here.
Probably coming up on break here shortly. Players will be going on break, and we'll switch feature tables. Upcoming tournaments, Saturday, March 4th at noon. That'll be the 4th annual Royal Forks Poker Weekend. Friday night, there's a freeze-out, and that's at the Bigfoot Bar and Grill in Grand Forks. You
Yeah,
usually
man.
get a good turnout for that tournament.
Great turnout, and then Saturday is the bounty tournament, which is always fun.
Oh, yeah. And that's a nice big room similar to where we're at today, so it's kind of nice to be there and not have to be crowded in. Janet down the 9 bigs.
Yeah, Janet hasn't had much hands to work with, so she's been doing her best with her holdings. It's been given to her.
Wade, 14 bigs and an ace in the under the gun +2.
Interesting spot here. I think a lot of people would lay this one down.
Still finds a raise or just a call?
I don't think that's a call. Not for real. Okay, that's a raise.
The raise to 48.
Love the raise there. I don't think you really want to call too too many spots there, +2 with ace-3 off.
Lardy might do something here.
Chase.
He likes his Rough Rider 10-7. I thought he might get some chips in there, you know. Zach's gonna fold.
We got
Nate.
Nate in the tank here with an interesting decision.
Probably just rip it in, Nate. 8 bigs, maybe.
Just thinking about it. You know, Wade is pretty wide with his open. Wade's not that deeper than him. Doesn't have too many people behind him. The blinds are behind him, which is always great.
Guessing we're gonna be on break right after this hand.
Cutting it close. I mean, like tonight, like we're gonna be pushing to get this button
Yeah, Nate's in the tank here. A lot to think about. Tournament life on stake. At stake, we'll see what he decides. I wouldn't mind ripping it in here, Kramer with ace-10 off, but obviously we're not at the table. He doesn't know what Wade has.
He's gonna let it go. Let it go. The button just went by him, so he's got that going for him. He's got some free hands to look at.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always nice to get in on an unopened pot,
Right.
but it's close there with ace-10.
And you have to give Wade a little credit there for his position at the table to open up and not just ship when he's sitting on 13 bigs. Little suspicious. I think Nate.
Jacob, on the other hand, is giving him a little less credit. 32 to call. Jacob gets to see a flop, gets a discount from the big blind, and then he's out.
That's against the muck.
Not happening.
For what I've seen, definitely not looking for a confrontation there.
Oh. Now Nate's like, what'd you have?
Yeah,
Tell me
Nate's
what
probably
you-
not going to be happy with that. But I think that's all right.
You'll be all right.
wrap up the string.
All right, that'll be the last hand. We'll be back in probably 15, 20 minutes with a new table and a new live stream. Thanks for